Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the day's support, resistance and pivot levels, Fibonacci's and the EMAs. It is Tuesday the 14th of December. Looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, relatively bullish start to the day. Feeling to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 47,590 to take a run at the first major resistance level 49,393. Plenty of support from the broader market will be needed for Bitcoin to break out from 48,500 levels, however. So barring an extended rally, expect that first major resistance level and resistance of 50,000 to cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Bitcoin target at 23.6% fib at 53,628 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 52,036. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level 44,947 and the 38.2% fib at 44,144 into play. Barring another extended sell-off, however, Bitcoin should avoid the second major support level at 43,144. Looking at the EMAs, that's a bearish signal 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 57,590 and back through to 48,500 levels to target resistance levels. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Look at Ethereum against US dollar, also relatively positive start to the day. Looking to Ethereum move through the pivot 3863 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 4067. Plenty of support will be needed for Ethereum to break back through to 4,000. So barring an extended rally, that first major resistance level and resistance at 4100 should cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 4300 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 4349. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the 23.6% fib at 3738 and the first major support level at 3581 into play. Barring another extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 3500 levels. Second major support level sits at 3377. Looking at the EMAs, that's also bearish 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot 3863 and back through to 4,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Looking at Litecoin against the US dollar, tracking the broader market early on. Going to see Litecoin move through the pivot at 149 to take a run at the first major resistance level 156. Plenty of support is going to be needed for Litecoin to break back through to 150s. So barring an extended rally, that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 159.97 should cap the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin target 170 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 166. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level 138 into play. Barring another extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid sub 135s. Second major support level sits at 132. Looking at the EMAs, also bearish 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, signaling further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 149, break back through to 150s to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Ripple's XRP against US dollar, also positive start. Going to see Ripple's XRP move back through the pivot at 7959 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 8304. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ripple's XRP to break out from 0.82 levels. So barring an extended rally, that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 84403 should cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP target 0.9s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 8786. Plenty of support would be needed, however, for Ripple's XRP to break out from the 23.6% fib at 8533. Failure to move back through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 7477 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid the second major support level at 7131. Looking at the EMAs, that's also a bearish signal 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 7959 and back through to 0.82 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play.